What's up, Hexagon Nation? It's Crypto Coffee here. Today we're going to make a video about pretty much whatever I feel like talking about. It's 41 days till the big payday. You guys getting excited? I am super pumped. I mean, this is pretty unreal, guys. We've been here almost a year and things are going exceedingly well. So, you guys should all be happy, all be proud of yourself. And let's keep making content. Let's get over that finish line, because when we get there, we're not done, guys. This is launch phase, and we are just getting started. Anyway, today I want to talk about the idea of the Matthew effect. So, it's an effect that I love, personally, because that's my name. But also, it's the idea of accumulated advantage. So in short, people sometimes say this is the idea that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. This is applicable to, fame or status, but particularly in industries that have been monopolized. So you can think about this in terms of, Google's monopoly and Facebook over big tech, or the banking, traditional financial system, how essentially a few banks own the majority of the market. They all kind of funnel up to a few giant monolithic institutions. So the Matthew effect is also in academia. For example, let's say a well-known scholar makes a very famous or popular academic paper, and he cites, 3 or 4 people before him that make the majority of his point. And by chance, this person happened to get famous with his idea, and thus people in the future then cite that guy's paper, and they often use secondary sources as the same 2 or 3 people that were originally cited by the original author. And eventually what you have is a whole bunch of agreement in the general academic sphere of influence, all really boiling back to 2 to 3 to 4 arbitrary, almost arbitrary, primary sources, right? Now, this might remind you of what happened to HEX in the early days. A lot of people out there are citing the same 2 or 3 just terrible, terrible dog shit articles. Terrible. They're not researched at all, and they missed the mark completely in terms of calling HEX a scam, claiming HEX it was an exit scam. It's been around for almost a year. Haven't seen an exit yet, guys. Claiming that it's just an enrichment scheme for Richard Hart, not seeing the clear reality that you can make a cryptocurrency to benefit everybody, not just yourself, right? So you don't have to. I say this all the time, but you don't have to step on somebody else's back to create wealth, right? In HEX, we're creating wealth where there was no wealth before. So we're creating an alternative financial vehicle on the blockchain. And it's really just expanding wealth for everybody. It's effective altruism, guys. It's not I take from you. Wealth, again, is a positive sum game. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm talking about the Matthew effect, right? Or the cumulative influence that a lot of the haters have had in the early days. But I want to talk about and flip that on its head and kind of talk about how cumulative influence can be framed in a way that actually benefits HEX. So throughout history, cumulative influence typically influences all the nodes in a network in the sense that the most well-connected nodes are going to continue to gain more and more attraction to them. Because they're bigger, they become more attractive nodes to be associated with, and their gravitational pull makes it kind of unfair for everybody else. Now, this creates what we typically call the long tail. So if we draw a graph here, this is our graph, and what we mean by the long tail and the short tail is that this is called the short tail, right? This is a very short section of the influence that all of the big money is, right? All of the monopolies and all of right now, all of the HEX haters are kind of falling into this long tail. And this is only in the microcosm of the crypto sphere, right? Let's not forget that crypto in general is almost a negligible long tail effect of the overall financial system. But how we can frame this in our advantage is when we have the internet, we have the ability to create all kinds of new ideas that funnel into not the short tail, but the long tail, right? So the internet has actually increased the amount of ideas out there by making, today anybody is available to create their own shitcoin of the day. And this is bad normally, right? But it can actually be good because by virtue of creating so many opportunities, you give more way to a potential black swan outlier that can essentially dethrone the short tail or the existing powers that be. Now, imagine when Bitcoin only had, 10 other competitors, right? And there were only, Mastercoin, Feathercoin, and a few other guys out there. Well, it wasn't that much of a opportunity for them to dethrone the leader, right? Because they clearly weren't that much better, didn't offer anything in return, and still, eventually we'll just die and be phased out. But now we've got 1,000, maybe even 10,000 new coins. And with each order of magnitude of new coins that are created, all these new ideas contribute to this long tail that make up the overall value of the crypto economy, right? So even if 0.1% of all these cryptos end up having massive potential, that 0.1% of 10,000 is much, much higher than 0.1% of 10, right? So because we're increasing the amount of shitcoins and new ideas, because the internet opens up this opportunity for us, well, it's going to become inevitable that out of all these new ideas, some of them, well, in my mind, only a very, very small few, in fact, maybe even only one, have the potential to actually dethrone the leader, right? And the thing about these outliers is that they're bubbling up to the top because of this, what's going on right now with this freedom of this financial renaissance or this revolution of ideas. And out of all this new crap that's coming out, it really tips the odds in our favor for that one, meaning HEX, to pop up and to dethrone the winner here, which right now is Bitcoin. But in the future, it can easily be HEX because HEX has superior qualities in every way. So I hope that made sense. But basically, by making the long tail larger and by adding all these different competitors, you increase the likelihood and the probability that something can lose its number one position. That's why things like Windows Vista were replaced, or very early search engines were replaced by Google. They were often dethroned, and we haven't really had enough time, in my opinion, for a monopoly to be established as, in cryptocurrency. Like, which cryptocurrency is the best one? Well, it's only been 10 years. And although it might seem like we're slipping into more and more disorder, this is not necessarily bad disorder. This disorder breeds innovation, and it breeds potential for the leaders and the powers that be to get kicked off their high horse. Now think about the other powers that be, the gatekeepers that we hate. The coin market caps, the coin telegraphs of the world that have a very focused agenda on pumping their own bags and actually are owned by centralized finance, right? These things are owned by centralized finance. So they're going to spin the narrative that they want to by not listing HEX on the front page, by writing articles about how dangerous all these DeFi coins are and how you should come running back begging to Binance so that you can safely trade your sushi crap of the day over there without having to worry about it because, Daddy Binance and Uncle CZ have got your back. Now, this is all garbage. This is not why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. It was invented to be your own bank. I mean, that was an old narrative, but basically take the power back for yourself, right? So we like things like Nomics, right? And going forward, I'll be promoting the crap out of Nomics every time. I mean, you've probably heard me on Twitter already, but Nomics.com is what I've seen to be the most accurate market cap site of all time because it puts HEX very, very... sorry, I'm on the dead coin section. It puts HEX very, very clearly where it should be, which is ranked number 20. Number 20 cryptocurrency, guys. Number 20. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. And now that's only market cap too, which we all know is kind of a vanity metric to begin with. But number 20 cryptocurrency on the most clear decentralized exchange available. Now I know Nomics rates Uniswap as a D rating in their volume rankings, right? So they give everything a transparency ranking from A+ to F, I believe, and they don't have accurate metrics for Uniswap yet. So they don't have an accurate way to measure all this clearly transparent volume directly from the ETH blockchain. So what they're looking for is kind of an open library, an open source library or API that is third party, or that's not third party, that's open source. So I already pitched to them, hey, you can use uniswap.vision. They said no, they want either a third party library, open source library, or, and that's pretty much it. Something that reads data directly from the ETH blockchain itself. So if anybody wants to go out there and build an open source mechanism to feed accurate price data from Uniswap, which we all know it is accurate because we can go see it, the only thing they're missing to turn this rating from from the Uniswap rating from a D to an A is some kind of an open source library. So anybody technical out there, feel free to do that. But getting back to the point, Nomics.com is another one of those sites that is sitting there in the long tail right now. And even though it's been rated better than, Nomics is clearly the better site, which if you haven't seen the crypto market data report from BTI, BTI verified, Nomics got an A-. CoinMarketCap gets obviously the worst. So let's do what we did for Uniswap. And if we can make Uniswap popular, guys, we can make Nomics popular too. In fact, I think we're well on our way, and I think they're going to get there either way just by virtue of being a better platform. But another example of how the cumulative advantage effect can be overturned by decentralizing things on the internet, right? When you let the people decide and you let the people create, anybody can go out there and make their own data site. And for all my experience up until I think just this year, it was only CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. CryptoCompare, I guess, was kind of there too, but Nomics just came on the scene and just destroyed everybody. So let's all get out there, tweet positive, good stuff at Nomics because they're our friends. And like I said earlier, if anybody has a good idea or way to get quote-unquote reliable data from Uniswap, which is what they're looking for using an open source library, feel free to email Clay or just add him on Twitter, Clay Collins at Nomics Finance, right? And that's kind of the question I want to pose to you guys, right? So we did this brute force attack on CoinMarketCap with the whole add to page 1 campaign. And at some point it just feels like wasted effort and diminishing returns because you're yelling so loud, but clearly, as we've seen, when Richard Hart actually tweeted the thing about how wrapped Bitcoin was in the wrong place and they fixed wrapped Bitcoin instantly and they left HEX in the same spot. That was news to me that they were deliberately gatekeeping us and that they were actually antagonistic against us. They weren't just too busy. They're clearly just really, really, really bad people, bad for the space. And you know what? There's a lot of other people on our side too. A lot of other people are butthurt because their coins aren't getting ranked properly either. Whether that's data, volume, exchanges, ranking overall. A lot of people are getting shafted by CMC. So you're not alone in this whole Nomics endeavor, right? So let's get out there, promote our boys at Nomics. Clay Collins is the CEO. Go add him on Twitter and just tell him how much you appreciate it. And if we can help out again with that Uniswap trust score, let's do that. What else is going on in the HEX world, guys? 41 days until big payday. I really can't believe that. I think HEX is posed so perfectly to just blow everyone's minds and really dethrone some of the leaders out there, especially the leaders in DeFi, because from what I've seen so far, these quote-unquote DeFi leading projects are garbage. It's rug pull after rug pull. So I think once people realize that HEX will not be an exit scam, and in fact that HEX might even pump after big payday, they're going to change their minds. We're going to see a very, very big change of heart from a lot of these people. We already have from a couple of high influence individuals. The HEX Toys guy, Sai, if you guys haven't checked out his stuff, I wanted to just give him a shout out too. He bought hexcrypto.com. And if you haven't seen hexcrypto.com, it's a great website that I think will be around long after Big Payday as well. But look at how great this looks, guys. This guy's got clear web development skills. We've all gave him reviews on Trustpilot, 854 reviews on Trustpilot, guys. That's going to be pretty hard to fake, right? Pretty hard to also get, pretty hard for the haters to overtake that as well. It's just another testament to how many people truly love Hex enough to even go out of their way and leave a trust score on this thing. Whereas the haters, they're running out of energy. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard a whole lot from them lately. I mean, they still chime in and, once in a while here and there, but they've run out of air, That's what happens when you just don't give them a platform. Just ghost the haters, and I think we've been doing a great job. So I think it's a change of heart mixed with they're just running out of breath here. 43 days it says on here. I thought I saw 41 days. Yeah. This counter might be off. Hexcrypto.com counter might be a little off. I don't know. But look at these great graphics, guys. Just really professional looking websites. I would love to see, and I know he's also been contributing to the Hex.com code base as well. So you might have seen a little bit of styling updates here and there. You can say thanks to HEX.Toys, Sai from HEX.Toys on Telegram. I think he was actually the one that made some of these adjustments to Hex.com as well. So look at this awesome new if you haven't been to Hex.com in a while, it's looking a lot better. I just love this initial screen, There's no Bitcoin picture in the background, none of that stuff. But yeah, and if you don't know as well, Sai has been so busy. I mean, HEX Toys, when you look up Uniswap in the Google Play Store, he's got 4 apps that are verified in the Play Store. He's got HEX Toys, which is the one for kind of the Hex community, following Hexologists, following Discourse Syndicate, selling his cool merch, and just getting people familiar with the concept and the brand. He's got Uni Pro, which is an introduction to Uniswap and news about that. Another Unipro app, which is, I'm not too sure on the difference between these. You can ask him, and he's got his own Telegram channel, so feel free to ask. He's also got Unidex. So when you look for Uniswap on the Google Play Store, you've got 4 apps in the top front page that say HEX Toys on them that are made by the Hex community. So another testament to just how much us as a community are contributing to not only to our Hex project that we love, but to other platforms that launch Hex even farther, that are good, decentralized, trustless, no middlemen, and all that good stuff. I mean, if you look up Hex Crypto as well, you've got HEX Toys, Unidex, Unipro, all made by the same person, all with great scores. And these come even before, Blockfolio, Crypto.com, and CoinMarketCap. So we're legitimizing the space with these apps, guys. We're legitimizing everything, and it's only a matter of time before I think Hex is poised to really, really explode. So the strategy behind this, as far as I understand, is to first of all get these apps through the App Store on both iOS and Android, and just let them sit there to try to gain trust. Because I think with Google Play, the longer something has been on the App Store, and the more apps you have on the store, the easier it is to get changes approved in the future. So he's just focusing on getting these in right now, and then making more and more adjustments to the styling and the UI and the UX later on down the line, right? So you might download these apps, and if you're like me, you're thinking of all these different improvements that could be made. I'm sure he's well aware, but feel free to drop him a message in Telegram. Tell him what great work he's doing, send him a tip in Hex, of course, and let him know if you want to help out as well. But just so you guys know, I think the strategy right now is to get in the App Store, to be established as an app developer, not a scam or anything like that, and just take off from there, right? What else have I done recently, guys? What else is going on in the world of Hex? Not a whole lot else new. I was thinking about Twitter, the ideal Twitter strategy and everything, and I changed my Twitter logo, or my Twitter icon, to just a picture of me in these little glasses right here. right? Now, as much as I love Hexologist's picture, yeah, looking like a hippie, as much as I love Hexologist's picture of, that he made for everybody with the hex on the bottom, I've noticed that it becomes kind of hard to infiltrate other groups and other people without giving away that, hey, you're a hex shill right off the bat. I think this is a little less menacing, just a picture with the Instagram filter with the hex classes, because you don't come in looking like you're trying to shill anything to anybody. So I could be overthinking it there, but I've had people block me, and part of my hypothesis is that, hey, they just read the word hex and it was just insta block, right? So I'm changing my picture to be one of these. Still got to show your face, and Hexicans do better at that than anybody else I've seen. I mean, everybody is just showing their face left and right because we have nothing to hide, right? We literally have nothing to hide. This lights out guy showing a picture with his dog looking great. This guy, the long name, Cosmonaut Hex. Everyone's showing their face, guys. It's fun. It's fun. Hex is making crypto fun again, and it's making it so that you don't have to be embarrassed about what you're shilling, because you know that at the end of the day, you're shilling a triple audited, amazing product it works, 100% uptime. It does a ton of transparent volume on Uniswap, more transparent than anything else. Best charts, best community. I mean, what else can I say about it, guys? Just be careful, because there's going to be a lot of FUD out there. There's going to continue to be a lot of copycats, and try to stick to the plan. Guys, stick to what you said you would do. And with all this free time from staking, go do something for the community. What else? I'd probably be remiss if I didn't talk about staker.app. 2 days, 23 hours, and 30 minutes, guys. If you haven't heard, staker.app is the sexy new landing page that they made. And I believe they made a landing page for the new Hex app that's coming out in order to, again, gain legitimacy for the App Store submissions. So when you submit an app to the App Store, they often ask, hey, what's your website? And they need this Staker app website. So it's a super simple website, which looks great. They're using Google Flight. It's kind of like a React based platform where it's essentially a library of common components that makes it look really good and sexy on either iOS or Android, right? And I think they're a little more concerned about getting accepted into the iOS store right now, but it's definitely going to be released on Android in a little under 3 days. Pretty freaking awesome. The color scheme, amazing. Not stealing any of the Hex branding. I like these colors almost as much as I like the Hex colors. They really stick out, but just in a little different way. And it's just beautiful, guys. The UI, the UX. I've been alpha testing this thing too, and let me just tell you guys, it's awesome. I can't give it away. I can't do an app demo yet, but in 3 days, you bet your ass I'm going to be. So yeah, product, download. I'm hoping it gets accepted by the Apple App Store, but they're a little bit more stringent. I mean, they just finally released Metamask, which, by the way, guys, I'm going all over the place here, but Metamask allows Uniswap on it. And now that it's on iOS and Google Play, if you're onboarding somebody, you can have them exchange their ETH for Hex all within the same app. You don't have to tell them to go on their browser, on their desktop, and swap this for that. So it cuts a whole step out of the process. What you do is, so here I am in the Metamask mobile app, which has just been released on iOS and Android. Hold on one second. Log in there, and you can see I've got a little bit of ETH, a little bit of Hex. This is my primary wallet. Nothing to hide here, just my donation wallet. If anybody wants to donate, wink wink. And if you want to go to Uniswap, just click on the hamburger icon up there. And it's so easy, guys. There's now a web browser. There's a browser section in the hamburger icon menu, which will take you to all the quote-unquote dApps. Yeah, so Metamask has its own little browser, and it makes it real easy for you to find stuff, especially just stuff that's related to Ethereum in general. So you click on the home button in the bottom bar, and it'll take you to the main browser page. From here, we just go to decentralized exchanges, right? You can also get crypto with credit card. Like, how cool is that? Your new person that you're onboarding can do everything from the Metamask wallet app. So go to the decentralized exchanges, scroll down to the one we all know and love, Uniswap, and you can just have the UI interface right there. Of course, make sure to change at the bottom, change the list, and make sure you're on the 1-inch list. because that's the one that is HEX friendly. You go there, click on HEX, and whoever you're trying to onboard can do everything from within their iOS screen, within their page. You can go back to the home screen and continue to look at all this other cool stuff. I mean, I don't know what all this other stuff is. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. But as far as DEXs go, the Metamask DEX combo is so powerful. It's going to cause a cascading snowball avalanche of new people getting onboarded because it's just so easy. No need to go to a whole bunch of different websites. You can buy crypto. You can get crypto, right? From one of these places, right? Peer-to-peer Ethereum. That seems okay if you're doing small amounts. Or, get one from crypto.com. You can get $50 for free with my link in the description below. Crypto.com is still my favorite place to buy ETH from in larger quantities. To be honest, I don't really know about Cent or Gitcoin or anything like that. And in fact, I think the credit card direct buy feature on MetaMask might be down right now. So maybe I spoke too soon, but it seems like the one-stop shop to have everything you need, especially when onboarding new people, guys. So what else haven't we talked about? I mean, I think I rambled long enough for today, guys. I'm feeling like we're on the brink of something truly amazing here. We've been at it for 1 whole year, and I'm so glad you guys are all here with me today. I can't believe we made it this far, guys. I mean, come on. And again, cumulative advantage, yeah, it kind of fucked us in a way. The initial stages were hard, guys. It's been an uphill battle to fight the cumulative advantage of those 3 or 4 crappy news articles on from Cointelegraph and all that calling HEX a scam. But guys, we made it this far and we're not stopping anytime soon. The HEX community continues to amaze me, and I'm more bullish than ever. I mean, Staker app, hexinfo.io, that's my go-to spot for all stats, conversions, seeing all my referrals and everything. Content creators coming out left and right. TLDR Taylor. If you're not following him on Medium already, TLDR Taylor or Taylor Kennedy puts out awesome Medium content. I know Randy Hilarski's out there making Telegram. He's like our sleeper cell in all the mainstream media publications for crypto. That guy's an SEO genius. He's been in crypto, I think, longer than I have. Real anarchist as well. Obviously, hexologist, all that stuff. If you haven't seen it, here's a pretty entertaining one for you. We got Naga Bo. Go check him out on YouTube, guys. Naga Beau. His channel's called Naga Tribe, and this is hilarious, man. I mean, if you haven't checked out these videos, we're not going to watch them here, but go like and subscribe to this guy. Oh, and one more trick I found out. Okay, if you guys are linking to your YouTube channels and other places, if you're linking to your YouTube channels and you want to put in a link in the URL on top. So if you want to link somebody to your YouTube channel and link them directly to a subscription, if you put !sub_confirmation equals 1, this little bit right here appended to the end of your YouTube channel will take the user not only to your channel, but it'll open up the subscribe modal right when the user gets there. So let's say I do Crypto Coffee 369, again with the !sub_confirmation 1. It'll take me directly to my own YouTube page, and I'll be, able to subscribe right there. Obviously, I can't subscribe to myself, but that's a pretty cool new trick I found out, guys. Look at that, just giving you guys so much valuable content here. Anyway, yeah, try that out. I put that in my Twitter, actually. So I just recently updated my Twitter link so that now when people click on the Twitter link, it just makes it so much easier for them to subscribe. If they don't want to, they can just click no and they can watch a couple of your videos and then subscribe later. So, yeah, man, I am just... There's always so much good shit to say about HEX, and I love promoting this project. I love all the people involved, all the characters. We're an odd bunch, but man, it has been a fun ride, and it's no sign of stopping anytime soon. Remember, guys, we're fighting cumulative advantage, but the internet and the diversification and just the freedom that cryptocurrency gives us to create whatever we want. there's going to be gatekeepers, but you got to subvert them. And we got to subvert these gatekeepers by using things like Nomics, putting out content. If YouTube blocks you, go on DLive. It's so easy. There's so many platforms out there. And the more that we fill in that long tail that nobody's expecting to bubble up to the top, the more that we can dominate the long tail effect of crypto, the more likely that black swan event is for HEX to shoot out and rise up like a phoenix out of the ashes and take over that #1 spot. Right, guys? I should probably start shilling my ref link more too. If you like my content, go to hex.green. That's my referral link, guys. You'll get 10% more in the adoption amplifier. And if you're shilling stuff to your friends too, you can tell them to go to hex.green if you want to see more of this stuff. 40 days left, guys. I'm hoping there's some other... I have a feeling there's going to be some new referral programs out there, but I don't want to speak too soon. Somebody just showed me one today that I'm very curious in. But the referrals have been some of the most fun part of this whole game, right? So if you do like this content, you want to shill it to your friends, go to hex.green. You'll get 10% more in the adoption amplifier. That's hex.green. I'm done for today, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. As always, keep calm and HEX on.